Governor, state and county officials, local manufacturers, and representatives from the Clay County Chamber of Commerce, welcome to Great Dane. Situated on the National Road, U.S. Highway 40, Great Dane has called Brazil home for over 40 years. This is the original expansion of Great Dane's manufacturing footprint all over North America. At Great Dane, our vision is clear. We champion the transportation industry by putting our values into action every day. As the largest employer in Clay County, and with another facility close by in Terre Haute, we are committed to strengthening Indiana's economy. We are pleased that the state of Indiana and the Governor Holcomb have made workforce development a top priority. Addressing this challenge with the urgency it deserves will help Great Dane continue to move the needle in innovation and advanced manufacturing practices. But in order to do this, we will need a skilled workforce. Locating and developing the talent needed within the manufacturing sector has proven to be a challenge. Our locations are currently seeking applicants to grow with us in medium-duty trailer assembly, welding, warehousing, and quality control. Thank you, Governor, for visiting with us today. We are excited to hear about these initiatives. We are excited to hear about how Indiana will continue to lead the way in helping businesses grow their already talented Hoosier workforces. I'm honored to once again welcome and introduce this morning Indiana's Governor, Eric Holcomb.
Good morning. It's good to be back in Brazil, and I want to thank Cory and your entire team here for your hospitality. Thanks for really, truly rolling it out here on the floor. Obviously, we just celebrated, Indiana did our bicentennial last December 16th, or 200 years strong, and to know that you've been with us 150 years of that 200 just really puts an exclamation point on the influence and impact you've had on not just this community, but the state of Indiana. And growing our workforce, as you alluded to, making sure that we're ready for this 21st century, which we find ourselves in, and the pace of change that is coming at us, has been something that we too have been focused on every day since I took office. In fact, we know that here in the western part of the state, there are nearly 2,700 unfilled jobs right now, calling for that workforce. We know that there's an additional 300 jobs coming online in addition to that 2,700. So we need the workforce. We need to connect that workforce with those job opportunities today. They need to be filled, and that's why we're here. Cory was just telling me that for weeks now they've been bringing in orientation classes of 40 people clip week after week after week after week, and we know that you've got between 80 and 100 skilled manufacturing positions that right here at Great Dane need to be filled right now. So again, that is why we're here. And it's not just in advanced manufacturing or construction or IT, or we're needing to staff our hospitals. We need more coders, more life sciences, more logistics. The list goes on and on and on, and you'll be able to see that at the website in a very organized fashion about how to connect you with your opportunity. Again, these are the jobs that are open right now that the state of Indiana needs to be filled. And here's the rub. We have plenty of Hoosiers that are eager for these opportunities and for these positions, but many times they need to first be skilled up to be able to qualify to do those jobs in these fast-growing careers. And that's the good news, because we all know that our workers, our workforce, that's our greatest asset here in the state of Indiana. That's really the fuel that enables companies like Great Dane Trailers to prosper well into the future. And we need to do it right now, right here, and together, partnering with companies and with Hoosiers. The state of Indiana is poised to be in a very enviable position. And that, again, just to underscore it, that is why we're here. That is why we'll be all over the state of Indiana this week. It's why I stand before you with my entire workforce leadership team to announce a couple new programs that will help both the individuals and the employers meet this ever-changing see before us. These two new programs we're kicking off this Next Level Jobs initiative is our commitment to connect people with their opportunities. You're going to learn more about them both in detail from Commissioner Lovers and Braun. But first, just let me say that for individual Hoosiers, we're going to now be covering the cost of certificates and for training Hoosier adults who want to start these new exciting careers, who want to continue on that upward mobility on their path. And for Hoosier employers in these high demand industries, we'll provide a $2,500 stipend for employers who train on site their new employees that will be with them for at least 6 months with this employer grant. Again, you'll hear more about both of those from Commissioner Lovers and Commissioner Braun. Some of these programs may take just but a few months to complete, but the skills that obviously come with them along the way are going to be a lifelong transformational experience and position the employers for success and growth as well. In my book, that's called a win-win. So, starting right now, Hoosiers and themselves, the individuals and the employers, can explore and apply for these new grants at nextleveljobs.org. It's nextleveljobs.org. You're going to be seeing a lot about that over the coming weeks ahead. And with that, I will turn it over now to Indiana's Commissioner for Higher Education, Teresa Lovers.
Good morning. We're delighted to be here today to join the governor kicking off this very important program. And on behalf of the Commission for Higher Education, we want to say thank you to the governor for being the champion on what we think, and I know you do as well, think is the critical issue of building a human infrastructure that's prepared for the 21st century. We have a goal that's been embraced at the state level by many stakeholders that we would have 60% of our population having education beyond high school by 2025. Sometimes people ask us why we have that goal as if we simply just picked it. We have that goal because that is the number of jobs that will require that kind of training by 2025, and every year we're moving in that direction. And we're talking about the preparation of people coming straight from high school, either into the world of work or into college, but increasingly we're talking about the adult population as well, making sure that they have the skills that they need to be prepared. Often when we think about traditional students, we think about high school preparation. When we think about adults, we think about what can we give them that will prepare them to go one level up, to have the next level job, as the governor has indicated as well. Recently we started, and I hope you've heard of a campaign called You Can Go Back, and it's focused on the 750,000 Hoosiers who have some college but no degree. That's 21% of the working population. We kicked off that campaign, and it obviously was the right campaign at the right time, because we now have over 13,000 adults who have come back and are continuing their education. But what became clear to us when we were promoting You Can Go Back is that we had a whole other set of adults in Indiana who did not have the skills that they needed, at the same time that employers had jobs begging for people with those skills. And so we worked with the legislature and with the governor's office to create this new program, which is the Workforce Ready Grant. And it's really designed in specific areas where we know we have high demand to allow people to come back in a relatively short period of time to be prepared. We know that this will help the individual. They'll allow them to improve their income, take care of their families. We also know that it's going to help the employer. We hear from Great Dane and other employers throughout the state that they're begging for people who have the credentials needed to produce the product or the service that keeps them moving in the right direction. And of course, this will improve the economy of the state of Indiana as well. So as we today are gathering to really launch this next level jobs, we're really doubling down on our efforts at the Commission for Higher Education. It's important for you to know that when we talk about education beyond high school at the Commission, we're not talking about four-year degrees for everybody, though we know that there are many opportunities for people who have bachelor's degrees and beyond. But we're talking about quality education and training beyond high school. That includes certificates, especially certificates that are aligned to high demand areas in the economy. And we believe that the additional education and training that people will receive through this Workforce Ready grant will unlock the potential and the opportunities for Hoosiers throughout the state. As I said, it will provide better, higher paying jobs and a stronger, more skilled workforce that will meet the needs of our state. We're doing all we can to work in partnership with the Department of Workforce Development, and while we're focused primarily on the adult student side of this, we know that DWD is working very closely with employers, and we're working together. This is an integrated strategy. With that, I would like to introduce Indiana's Workforce Development Commissioner, Steve Braun.
Thank you, Teresa. And I do want to indicate that this truly is a collaborative effort. We're going to talk in a second about what our challenge is here, but without higher ed involved in helping solve this, it won't happen. So thank you for your commitment. I also want to thank the governor for his leadership and commitment against this problem as well, because it is a big challenge, and I know you're feeling it here personally. But you're not alone across the state. 3% unemployment statewide, second lowest in the history of measurable unemployment rates in the state. 1998 it was at 2.9%, so everybody's feeling the pain. We've spent a lot of time over the last couple of years trying to quantify this and really get a good picture on it. And I think we have a really good understanding of what needs to be done over the near term and long term. Big challenge, there's over 1 million jobs that need to be filled over the next 10 years. We know exactly what occupations they're likely going to be in. We're going to update that constantly so we can always keep our eye on the horizon and see how that workforce is going to shift. We now know all the way down to the county level, so when you hear Clay County numbers, that's where that comes from. We can tell you what those occupational openings are today and what's going to happen with them in the future. So we got a really good picture of what is out there today and what's going to happen in the future. We've also worked very hard to create some solutions to being able to solve some of the issues that I know everyone feels, starting with making sure that kids in grade school and high school become aware of these good jobs. We have an Indiana Career Explorer tool that will be piloted this next school year by 15 schools across the state, where they'll actually be able to get information about careers that are of interest to them and whether or not there'll be jobs there in their counties, etc. We just released an Indiana Career Ready portal that brings together employers, job seekers, as well as parents, students, and counselors to share a lot of information. I kind of position it as a giant Hoosier LinkedIn, so stay tuned on that, big opportunity. And then finally, we've created some perspective around how we can fix this long-term at the community level, because that's really where I think this will happen. We have support in our Skill Up 3 grants that are coming that will help you organize employers in your communities with educators in your communities, take our data around jobs that are there, talk about how do we actually create interest in those jobs and then train appropriately for all that. Now with all that said, we also know that there's tremendous pain here in the short term in terms of being able to find the right employees, train them with the right skills, and get them to the right outcomes. The Workforce Ready grants will be a great step in terms of solving that with a very large resource of people that Teresa has already identified. But the employer grants that we're also announcing today are a bit of a different animal, because it's called employer grants because that's really the nature of what they will be. We're asking employers to engage and step up with us, and we'll work with you to help find people that will be conducive to filling these jobs in your communities. And believe it or not, they're out there. And we've seen communities that have already taken advantage of this. And then you get to decide how you want to train them. So not only will you have the options of Vincent's and Ivy Tech and other trainers out there, but you can even use this grant to support your own training efforts. That's $10 million over 2 years. It's a big number, so we think it'll have a big impact. And we really believe that it solves a lot of issues and hopefully relieves some of the pain in the near term. So I'd encourage everybody that is an employer out there to understand these grants. There's some detailed sheets here today that describe them very effectively. Know that we'll work with you to try to identify the people in your community that would be available to fill those jobs. And then we'll work with you to make sure that as you train them, that you have the right ability to find the individuals in the company facilities and the institutions that can train them most effectively. So very pleased to be able to announce this today, and very excited about working with employers to fundamentally solve their needs on a very direct basis. So thank you today. I also want next to introduce the next individual who will be part of our collaborative team, who actually will have an incredibly important role from the standpoint of really coordinating talent, both in-state and out-of-state, across all of the existing institutions that deal with workforce, including DWD, K-12, and DOE. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Secretary Milo now.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Braun. I'm excited to join you and Commissioner Lovers, and thank you, Governor, for the opportunity to serve on your team. I am excited. This is day one for me, and I can't think of a better way to kick off my experience with joining this team than such an exciting opportunity as this, and being able to roll out a couple new tools that will be included in that toolbox as we address what you've heard as a mission area at the forefront of challenges and opportunities for our state. And part of the reason that I was able to think through and say that I would be excited to join this team is that as I've served in my previous capacity before joining this incredible group here today, I was serving as the mayor of LaPorte, Indiana, also known as the Hub of Awesome. But a great partner with this location here. And one of the entities, or one of the challenges that was always coming up from my visits with employers across the community, across the region, and as I had the opportunity to start working more with Commissioner Lovers and Commissioner Braun with the State Workforce Innovation Council, was a constant challenge of workforce need and then the opportunity that could exist there. And I am thrilled to be able to be a part of this team that is not only rolling out these new tools, but doing so in a way that truly is innovative in the collaborative capacity that we are doing so. That we've seen significant challenges, but that's also where I think that we have great opportunity to take advantage of the business climate that Indiana has created, and making sure that we are taking the steps to support and bolster our business community to ensure that you're able to see all of the returns on the investment that you're making in our state in order to realize all of the opportunity here as well. So I'm thrilled to be able to join the team, thrilled to be able to kick it off here with you this morning. And at this point, I'm going to ask you to turn your attention to a video that we're going to roll out. And afterwards, we'll be happy to take some questions off the podium over here. But I will ask you to please turn your attention to this video here. And thank you so much for joining us today.
What you've heard today, what part of the program seems to be most beneficial for Great Dane?
Well, we're excited about the fact that we can move forward training our employees specific to what our operations are within Great Dane, and that the state is there and willing to help us with those efforts.
And I heard it mentioned that they are going to help you find suitable candidates. Is that a big deal for you?
Yes, we work hand in hand with the Department of Workforce Development now, and to grow that relationship going forward is going to be a tremendous help for all of our facilities.
Excellent. The question I had, sir, is one of the things that we keep hearing is that we have a problem with drugs and people don't stay with their jobs. Do you have some program coming up that's going to assist with that?
We do. Right now, as a matter of fact, we're working on prevention, treatment, and enforcement, and it's really those are the three legs to the stool to make sure that we're getting people who maybe slip through the cracks, fall on hard times, and then we get them first the treatment and then on that path to recovery long term, so they get their life back. We know that there's so many Hoosiers out there that this is not their ultimate choice. They maybe made one bad decision or one bad choice, but now they're on a path of destruction, and it's encouraging to see so many come together and rally around so many individuals that need that help.
So tell me about your reaction to what you heard today from the governor.
Well, I think it's exciting, and it's just it boils down to supply and demand. I mean, we need the educated, the trained workforce. whether it's here at Brazil, Clay County, Great Dane, or wherever it may be throughout the state. So I think it's a plus, and we're going to put the money to good use and get these people trained and educated to come here and work and have productive lives in West Central Indiana.
Well, I think it's going to be exciting, to be interesting how it works with the local businesses and what they can do to better create a better workforce for Clay County. And so I'm excited to see how it's going to work out for the future, not just real quick, but even down the line.
Well, I realize I'm catching you kind of at a loss for words, but you've been president of the Redevelopment Commission. How do you think the program is going to dovetail with what's needed in Clay County?
Well, I believe with what needs to happen and how we'll funnel in and work together with Clay County is there is a shortage. Even here, as we talk about Great Dane, they hired 20 new people today. They still need 112. And with this new program that the state has, the next level jobs, it will certainly help them out to train people coming in, even at higher skilled jobs, which is needed throughout the county as well as the region and the state.
Well, I think it's very exciting. It's very important that we get these skilled jobs filled, and I think this is a good push forward. It's going to be an incentive for people to go for them, apply for these jobs, and with the way the economy is going now, there's more jobs to fill than there are people to fill them right now. So I think this is great, and I say just go forward with it.
It's a wonderful program. We have a definite need in Clay County for jobs. Any help we can get from the state level will be much appreciated.